You know, one of these days I'm going to take a real vacation because I've never had one. I get tired of how busy I am every day. I don't think most of you believe that, however, it's true. Since I get asked this question all the time, and I've never made a video on it, and there's a good reason for that, let me just answer the countless questions I get on this in this video. I don't care about politics. I'm not political. I absolutely despise politics. I'm neither on the left, and I'm definitely not on the right. I'm always on the side of wisdom, logic, and common sense. Unfortunately, most human beings are one of two types. There are people that are ruled by their emotions, and there are people that, well, there's not too many of them anymore anyway. It seems like everybody today is ruled by their emotions. They think with their heart, and they make unfortunate decisions based upon emotions. Let's actually refer to Plato here. And like I said, I hate politics, but I do know some things absolutely. Everybody, of course, is trying to build a better society. We all want truth and justice, at least most people do. Here's a fact, fact number one, okay? If there was only one country in the world, and of course there'd be no other countries to war with, right? Only one country in the world, and everybody had all the free food they wanted, and all their utilities were paid for, and every 5 years, everybody got to pick from 5 shiny cars, right? It's like, this is an awesome car. So everybody got a free car, a new one, every 5 years. So they never have to worry about, broken down cars and whatnot. And free medical care. Everybody had a choice of living either whatever climate they wanted, and there's only like 5 houses to choose from. They're all the same size, but they're different styles, right? Because everybody has different tastes. So kind of like the Utopia, everybody does, which of course is never going to happen. But if such a place were to exist, and the inhabitants, of course, were pathetic human beings with all their fails and the fact that they're emotional rather than logical. So free healthcare, free food, free new car every 4 or 5 years, and all the movies were free. All the stuff that you wanted to do was free, and everybody could work whenever they wanted to and choose the job that they wanted to, and everybody got like let's say a 6 month vacation every year. You only had to work 6 months out of the year, and you could pick what months you wanted to work. And sounds ideal. If that were the case, okay, which is really kind of like someone's version of Utopia, there would still be war and strife and crime and murder because the grass is always greener on the other side. What would happen is that even though your neighbor had the same house as you and he had all the same benefits as you, like free healthcare, free food, whatnot, so forth, you would hate him because his wife had prettier hair and larger tatas, and so, your neighbor is better, and you hated him for it. You'd go to bed or something else. Like he's got more well-behaved children than you do. Your children are little demon spawn, and his children are great. Or, oh no, you got cancer and your neighbor doesn't, and you hate the world, and because you've only got like a year or two left to live, and your neighbor is nice and healthy, or like your neighbor across the street is 20 years younger than you, and he has a hotter wife, and he has a better personality. You're always a miserable asshole, and he's always happy, even though he gets all the same stuff as you do. You both got the same size house, the same free car, some sort of luxury car, right? Not like a junkie. There'd still be war and strife and misery and crime and everything that goes along. All these idiots out there that get into politics, of course, is just a horrible thing. Plato had it right. Let's actually refer to Plato. Let's actually first make a bold statement here that is a statement that only somebody with wisdom can make, that anybody that seeks power should never be given power. The dumbest people alive, I mean, literally so stupid, I look at them and wonder how they even remember how to breathe while they sleep. It's like, you look at them, it's like, this person, and I know you think you know who I'm talking about, but you don't. There's a pile of them exactly like this. Just the dumbest goddamn people alive. Just knuckle-dragging, mental midget scum. It's like, you realize that, and you should never get mad at people like that. Everybody gets mad at politicians. You just like pick the dumbest politician alive. I don't care who you think it is, or it's you. That's the dumb person. There's plenty of dumbasses in office. Instead of getting mad at them, why don't you make a realization that as dumb as that person is, far, far dumber are the stupid, low-browed idiots that elected those people, right? Why do you get mad at your local politician? My God, how could anybody elect somebody that stupid? Insert name. Man, there's so many people. I could name off 100 people right off the top of my head. Just really, really stupid people. A dumb waitress comes to mind. That'd be one of them. Be one among many. Like I said, I'm not on the left or the right. Everybody wanted me to make this video, by the way. If you're wondering why I'm making this video, everybody kept asking me to make this video. Because I don't care about politics at all. But Plato had it right. He referred to philosopher kings. If you could actually get together, and you would never let the people choose it. There would have to be a council of old wise men that are dying, and they picked the wisest, that still have maybe 10 or so years left to live. So old men that don't give a damn anymore about anything. It's you got to pick the wisest people. And you'd have 100 wise people. Don't leave it up to the people. And because you can't, because people are stupid and they're going to elect somebody that's insanely stupid. And Plato referred to this. You'd actually have people that never would want to serve, because you should never give power to people that seek power, because anybody that wants power is the last person that should be given power. And if you don't realize how wise and intelligent that is, then you yourself are an idiot. But nobody that seeks power should be given power. And these 100, even 1,000, let's say 1,000 wise men, would pick amongst themselves, let's say in a blind raffle, you submit the name. And the only thing that matters is logic and wisdom, okay? Has nothing to do with politics, has nothing to do with being liberal or conservative, just the wisest person. Someone, and, it's not about money, because wise people don't give a shit about money. They really don't. Ultimately, life, you can't buy shit and make yourself happy. So wise people, truly wise people, not people that act wise. And there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of monastic types, for example, monks that go around looking really pious and holy, and for a fact that many of these monks, in fact, are lecherous sleazebag, lower than the lowest sleazebag, but outwardly they appear very pious and holy, and they're greedy and they're evil, and talking about truly wise people. And they would pick for certain offices, as well as the main office that head the government, for a limited period of time. And these people would, they don't want it because it's a horrible job. Now, I don't want it. See, those are the people that should actually have power. People that have wisdom and don't want the job. So you're going to give a job to someone that really, really, really doesn't want it. That was the premise of Plato and also the Pythagoreans. Talking about philosopher kings. I don't know if you're familiar with the works of Plato. But, you want to talk about a real new world order, and this isn't really politics. Back in the day when, the people got sick of all the laws and taxes of the damn English, and I'm half English too, so I'm not dissing on the English. And then those people, the people that still had balls, gave the middle finger to England and, came to the United States to build a new country, and then they rebelled against all the taxes and whatnot. You see, now there's no more new countries to go to. I mean, since America is getting bad, it's just full of laws, and it's become a goddamn police state. And I love the United States. I'm not dissing on it too hard. I mean, this is one of the last free countries out there in many instances. But there's nowhere left to go. Everything now is online, unfortunately. And since people's worlds and lives revolve around things that are online, these are owned by corporations. And you got to toe the line. It's kind of like being in someone's house as a guest. If you piss them off, it's like, this is my house, get the hell out. But we've got an entire new country, if you will, which is digital, right? And the entire world, or at least most of the world, is living online. But this online country is only owned by a few people, and you know who those are. And they're a global monopoly, kind of like the giant octopus with 8 tentacles. Let's say 8 corporations. You know who those 8 corporations are. I don't even need to name them to you. So now there's a new world, but it's incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Several words. Authoritarian. I'm having too much coffee, too much caffeine today. Authoritarian, fascist, controlling. Oh my God. It's horrible. So the new digital world is owned literally by about this many companies. 5 to 8, depending on who you count. And all 5 to 8 of them are insanely controlling. And you have to watch what you say. They'll just kick your ass right off, you know. And that's not good. I foresee a time within the next 10 to 15 years that there's going to be a major global revolt. I don't know if I would kind of want to call it World War III. There's only 2 ways this will go down in the next 20 years. There's absolutely only 2 ways. Period. It will end in a whimper where everybody becomes a stinking slave. And, you know, everybody's walking around with a tracking device, which you have those right now, by the way. The best tracking device anybody could ever dream up. J. Edgar Hoover himself, in his wildest wet dream, could never... I'm going to think of a device that tracks every human being in the country. And not only that, they know they have a tracking device, but they will never relinquish it because they're addicted to it like crack cocaine. Cell phone. It's a cell phone. It's going to end one of 2 ways. It'll end in war. It'll end with a civil war. Or it will end in a whimper. And that means everybody is going to bow, and we're all going to become like lobotomized robots, living in tiny little cubicles. And your health care will be doled out based on statistics. It's like, well, this person doesn't have an important job. This person has cancer, right? But this person doesn't have an important job, and since they're 60 years old, they don't have that much life left. And so what we're going to do is we're not going to give this person the life-saving medication that they need because A, they have a shitty job, and B, they're not going to live that much longer anyway. And let's face it, it's already overcrowded, so yeah, we're going to let this person just suffer and, well, we're going to give them a few pain pills because those don't cost too much. But we're going to let them suffer and die because they're not really that important in the grand scheme. That is the way of the whimpering. There's a lot of dystopian, futuristic videos that accurately paint that. Everybody is like a drone living in a tiny cubicle, working in a shitty job. Actually, the movie Elysium was really good. It starred Matt Damon, I believe, and what's her face, that chick. You know, all the rich elitists are living in a circular hula hoop up in outer space, and all the peons, sleazebags, which is 99% of the world, you know, suffering like dogs or working on Earth. You know, all the rich people. So anyway, there's only 2 ways it could end. It will go out in civil war, and it will be bloody and nasty, or it will go out in a whimper. Considering how weak and pathetic and swarmy, that's a beautiful word, swarmy, human beings are now, I'm inclined to believe it will go out in a whimper, but it will definitely happen within the next 20 years, probably 15 or less. But I don't care about politics, I only care about wisdom. Unfortunately, human beings are too stupid to realize the stuff that they do. And there's a survey done of countless thousands of human beings, and this is very telling. People are far more interested in being taken care of. Kind of like a baby, you know, you change its little diaper and you feed it its bottle. People are way more interested in being taken care of, with all the downsides that include that. Because, you know, babies, they have to stay in a pen. Babies can only do what they're allowed to do. But, you know, they can sit there in their diaper and shit themselves. You can bring them a bottle, and, you know, they say, ah. You know, the babies have the little plaything that hangs down over the cage. You say, ah. And that, of course, is IMAX and our cell phones. Those are the playthings of adult babies. So, but human beings, this is this huge study, and it surveyed endless thousands of people. People way more want that being taken care of, i.e. treated like babies, than they care about freedom. That's so telling. That's why people are so willing to give up freedoms, like inalienable freedoms, depending on what country you live in. You know, so you might have more, you might have less. Far more willing to give up freedoms in exchange for safety and security and, you know, why don't we just wrap everybody in bubble wrap, you know? And everybody could work at home and, you know, it's dangerous to go outside. That's also a possible future. Everybody's just, we can have like pneumatic tubes that feed us mail and food. We don't have to leave the house for food or pills. You know, we could turn on the screen and a doctor could diagnose us, and if he prescribes some pills and goes, one of those pneumatic tubes sends you some pills. And your food comes in will be like baby paste, right? All food in the future will be like baby paste. So that fits in a pneumatic tube as well. I mean, shit's dangerous outside. I mean, why would you ever want to go outside? So you just stay inside your entire life. You type on the keyboard doing some sort of bean counting shit job. That's also a possible future, but that's nothing other than a variant of the going out in a whimper, which is there's still only two possibilities: civil war or a whimper. But because of how pathetic and spineless and pathetic again human beings have become, with no cojones, as the Russians would say, some pathetic sumashechi duraki. Translate that from the Russian. I think it'll go out in a whimper, but I don't care about politics. I wish people would stop asking me about politics. The other thing I wish people stop asking about in live stream, please don't ever ask me about drugs. I don't drink, I don't smoke, never done drugs, never will do drugs. Stop asking me about, I don't know if you think it's because I got tattoos. It's like, well, he's got a lot of tattoos. I bet he does drugs. No, never have, never will. I don't even drink. My mind is all I have left. If you think I'm going to fuck with that, then you're sorely mistaken. Don't do drugs. I don't even drink alcohol. Was drunk a few times in college, like maybe 3 times. That was enough, you know? I remember getting really drunk once in college. I was like, man, never going to do this again. See, like stupid people say that, and then the next day they'll get drunk again. I said it once in 1990, I think, or something like that, and I never did it again. That's a big difference between me and everybody else. Well, there's a lot of differences. A lot of people think I'm in the Illuminati, but I'm not going to answer that one. A lot of people think I am. I don't know what that is. I don't know why people think that, but... Lux veritas. Anyway, I really don't know why people think I'm in the Illuminati, but... sorry, I got a crazy sense of humor, especially when I drink too much coffee. Or is it a crazy sense of humor? So that's my one answer video to all the questions I keep getting. Please stop asking me about politics. I don't care about politics. I'm not into politics. I'm into wisdom. I'm not on the left. I'm not on the right. I'm right here in the middle where truth and wisdom sit. Yeah. I definitely am a strong believer in freedoms. I'm definitely also a strong believer, because I'm both wise and very intelligent, in not taking away the rights of the many for the actions of a stupid, pathetic, scumbag few. You know? Remember that old saying, like, a few people ruin it for the rest of us, right? It's because, like, a few knuckle-dragging dumbasses will, like, jump the lines at a thing. I mean, like, someone will do something really stupid with food you can get. I mean, like, potato chips have a warning label on them, like, oh God, you know, don't let your child get near this bag. I mean, there's a lawyer-generated warning label on everything now. It's because everybody's so crazy, at least here in the United States. And yeah, huge believer in not taking away the freedoms of the many for the inept, stupid, dumbass, brain-dead actions of a very few. Because people that do that are, of course, sick and demented. It's like, there's a few people that are horrible and stupid and, they belong in jail for the rest of their life. So what we're going to do is we're going to take away the rights of 99% of the normal people in the world because of the actions of a very few. People that believe and advocate that stuff, it's not my opinion. They are, of course, effing retarded. They're scum. Let's take away everybody's freedoms because a few people did something stupid. Well, that sounds like a really smart idea. Really smart. No, it's not. It's actually the definition, the denotation of being a dumbass. But that's not political. That's what we call common sense, logic, and wisdom, which unfortunately is extremely rare these days. Common sense is definitely not common anymore. People used to have common sense. People don't have common sense anymore. It literally just doesn't exist. Like even 30 years ago, it's like stuff that anybody's like, I know that. People don't know that anymore. People have they've literally de-evolved into a level of stupidity that's almost unimaginable. And that's not good. That's why there's going to be a huge upheaval within 20 years, but definitely probably 15 or less. There will be a breaking point at which the normal people that have half a brain won't put up with the bullshit of the growing number of people that are brainless, emotional fools. And that has nothing to do with politics or government at all. That is a statement of fact. You can see the writing on the wall, if you will. Oh, I can definitely see the writing on the wall. And I'm really good at that too, by the way. There we go. So, that's my video. You asked for it. You got it. There it is.